Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a deep dive into 5G network vulnerabilities.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah, and we're going to be working from the source, Understanding 5G Network Vulnerabilities, a guide for non-technical readers.
Okay, great.
Um, and hopefully by the end of this, we can help you understand, the hidden risks of this new technology and what they mean for you personally.
Yeah, I think a lot of times we get caught up in the excitement over new technology,
Right.
and we don't always stop to think about the potential downsides or the risks.
Yeah, we all want those, super fast downloads and the, lag-free gaming.
Right.
But what if that speed comes at the cost of security?
Exactly. And that's actually one of the things that the source compares it to is having a super fast car
Okay.
with weak brakes.
Yeah.
Powerful, but potentially dangerous.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it really highlights how 5G, like any technology, has its weaknesses,
Right.
and those weaknesses can be exploited.
One thing that really jumped out at me was how much our devices just blindly trust 5G base stations.
Yeah, that blind trust is a key vulnerability.
Okay.
So think about it this way. When your phone connects to a 5G network, it doesn't really know who it's talking to.
Hmm.
It just assumes it's a legitimate base station.
Okay.
But what if it's not?
Wait, so you're saying someone could create like a fake base station?
That's exactly what a man-in-the-middle attack is.
Oh, wow.
Hackers can set up these fake base stations that mimic real ones,
Oh, gosh.
and they trick your device into connecting with them instead of the legitimate network.
So instead of talking to a real cell tower, my phone is telling all of its secrets to some hacker.
Yeah, essentially.
Isn't there any way for my phone to know the difference?
Unfortunately, not always.
Oh, no.
And once they've tricked your device, they can do all sorts of things.
Like what?
They can track your location,
Hmm.
intercept your data, even block your connection to the network entirely.
So it's not just about someone reading my text messages. This could be about someone literally knowing where I am at all times.
That's right.
Wow. Okay.
And there's another vulnerability that the source highlights that happens even before your phone fully connects to the network.
Really?
It's all about the initial messages that your device sends out when it's trying to establish a connection.
What kind of messages are we talking about?
Well, one example is the IMS, the International Mobile Subscriber Identity.
Okay.
It's a unique number that identifies your device on the network.
So my phone is shouting out its ID number to anyone listening.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
And these initial messages are often weakly protected, making them easy targets for hackers.
So right from the start, there's a potential for my information to be intercepted.
Mm.
This is getting a little scary.
Yeah, it's definitely something to be aware of.
But 5G also boasts all of these amazing new features.
Right.
Don't those help with security at all?
They can, but they also create new challenges.
Okay.
Take network slicing, for example. It's a really cool feature that allows operators to divide their network into separate virtual slices, each one customized for a specific use.
Like a highway with dedicated lanes for different types of vehicles.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
It's kind of what network slicing is like.
Okay. I can see how that would be useful. Different lanes for different needs.
Right.
But how does that make things more vulnerable?
Well, think about it. The more you divide something up, the more potential entry points you create.
Oh, right.
Each slice needs its own security measures, and any weakness in one slice could potentially affect the entire network.
So more complex means more potential for things to go wrong.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And then there's edge computing, which is another game-changing feature of 5G.
Yeah, edge computing, it's all about bringing processing power closer to the user.
Exactly. So instead of data having to travel all the way to a central data center, it can be processed much closer to where it's being used.
Like having mini data centers located in local libraries or coffee shops.
Yeah, exactly. You can access information and services much faster because it's right there in your neighborhood.
Okay, less travel time equals faster speeds.
Right.
Gotcha. But how does that tie into security risks?
Well, edge computing offers tons of benefits.
Sure.
It also expands the potential attack surface.
Mm-hmm.
The more points of access there are,
Uh-huh.
the more opportunities hackers have to exploit vulnerabilities. It's like having multiple doors and windows in your house.
Right.
Each one needs to be secure to keep intruders out.
So more features, more convenience, but also more points of vulnerability.
Yeah, it's a bit of a trade-off.
I'm starting to see why security is such a big concern with 5G.
Absolutely. And it's not just about hackers trying to break in from the outside. Sometimes security gaps can arise from simple human error.
You mean like someone forgetting to lock a door?
It's more like someone accidentally leaving a key under the mat. Even small configuration errors during setup or maintenance can create vulnerabilities that hackers can exploit.
So it's not always about sophisticated hacking techniques. Sometimes it's just a matter of someone making a mistake.
That's right. And those mistakes can have big consequences.
Like what?
They could lead to service disruptions, unauthorized data access, and all sorts of other security headaches.
Wow, this is a lot to think about. So we have potential attacks from hackers, vulnerabilities created by new features, and the risk of human error.
Hmm.
Is there anything else that makes 5G particularly vulnerable?
There's one more trade-off that the source discusses that I think is really important to understand,
Okay.
and that's the balance between speed and security.
So to get those blazing fast speeds, we might have to sacrifice some
It's
security.
a complex issue.
That doesn't sound like a great deal.
Sometimes certain security features might be dialed down
Oh,
to optimize performance, which can make the network more susceptible to attacks.
so it's a balancing act.
Yeah.
But how do we know what's the right balance? Is it even possible to have both speed and security?
That's a great question and one that the industry is grappling with right now.
Yeah, it feels like we're always being asked to make these choices with technology. You know,
Right.
convenience versus privacy speed
Right.
versus security. Like we could never have it all.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's a really interesting point, and it sort of speaks to this, broader challenge we face in a digitally connected world. But let's bring it back to 5G
Okay.
and talk about, what all of this means for like the everyday user like you and me.
Yeah, let's get practical.
Yeah.
How could these vulnerabilities like actually impact me?
Okay, so consider this. Your smartphone is essentially a mini computer, right? It
Right.
holds a ton of personal information,
Mm-hmm.
your contacts, your messages, photos, browsing history, financial data.
Yeah.
If a hacker gains access to your device through a 5G vulnerability, they could potentially steal all of that information.
Okay. Yeah, that's not good. It's one thing to worry about someone seeing my goofy selfies,
Sure.
but my bank details.
Yeah.
That's a whole other level of scary.
Yeah. And remember that location tracking we talked about earlier?
Yeah.
That's not just theoretical. With access to your device through the network, a hacker could track your movements in real time.
That sounds like something straight out of a spy movie.
Yeah, it can be pretty unsettling.
So it's not just about data theft. It's
Yeah,
about
go
my
on.
privacy and even my physical safety being compromised.
Yes. That's right. And then there are the service disruptions.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine you're relying on a 5G connection for something important.
Hmm.
A video call for work, an online exam, a telemedicine appointment.
Yeah.
And suddenly your connection just drops.
Ugh, I hate when that happens. It always seems to happen at the worst possible moment, like right when you're about to win an online game,
Exactly.
right?
But with 5G, those disruptions could be more frequent and have more serious consequences.
Oh, really?
Especially as we become more reliant on the network for essential services.
Like what?
Think about self-driving cars or remote surgery.
Okay, yeah.
A disruption in those scenarios could be life-threatening.
Okay, this is starting to feel pretty overwhelming.
Right.
It seems like with 5G, we're trading one set of problems for a whole new set of risks.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any good news here?
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
It's important to remember that cybersecurity is an ongoing process,
Okay.
a constant evolution.
Hmm.
And the good news is that a lot of work is being done to make 5G safer.
Well, that's a relief. Give me some details. What are the experts doing to combat these risks?
Okay, well, network providers are constantly working to improve security protocols.
Okay.
They're implementing stronger encryption methods to protect your data as it travels across the network.
Mhm.
They're also using more robust authentication measures to verify that devices connecting to the network are legitimate.
So they're basically beefing up the security at every level.
Exactly. And they're constantly developing and deploying updates and security patches to address known vulnerabilities.
Like those annoying updates my phone is always nagging me about.
Yep, those are actually crucial.
Really?
Those updates often include patches that fix security holes that hackers could exploit.
Okay. I'll try to be less annoyed by them from now on.
Yeah.
What else is being done?
Well, there's a lot of excitement around using AI, artificial intelligence and
Yeah.
machine learning to boost security.
AI for security. What does that look like?
Think of it like having a super smart security guard constantly monitoring the network for suspicious activity. AI-powered systems can analyze huge amounts of data in real time, looking for patterns that might indicate an attack.
So they can spot a hacker trying to sneak in before any damage is done.
Exactly. And they can respond to those threats much faster than humans can.
Wow.
It's a real game changer in the fight against cybercrime.
This is all starting to sound a lot more positive. It seems like there's some really smart people working hard to make 5G safer.
Yeah, there are. And it's not just the tech industry that's taking action. Governments and regulatory bodies are also stepping up
Okay.
to create standards and guidelines for 5G security.
Hmm.
They're working to ensure that network providers prioritize security and build more resilient systems.
So it's a collaborative effort. Everyone's working together to make 5G safer.
Exactly. It's a global challenge that requires a global response. But it's not just about what the experts and the authorities are doing.
Right.
You, the user, also play a crucial role in keeping yourself safe in the 5G world.
Wait, there are things I can do to protect myself.
I know.
I thought this was all about super complex technology that's beyond my control.
Technology does play a big role, but you're not powerless. There are simple steps you can take to improve your own security.
Okay, I'm all ears. What can I do to stay safe in this 5G world? Tell me everything.
Well, first off, stay informed. Read up on 5G security best practices, and keep yourself updated on the latest threats and vulnerabilities.
Okay, so I need to become a 5G security nerd.
Mm.
Got it. What else?
This one's a no-brainer, but keep your devices updated. Those software updates that, you might be tempted to ignore, those often include crucial security patches.
Yeah, my phone is always bugging me about those. I guess I shouldn't hit remind me later so often, huh?
Definitely not. Those updates are it's like giving your device a security boost, helping to protect you from known vulnerabilities.
Okay, updated devices, check. Anything else I should be doing?
Be cautious about the Wi-Fi networks you connect to, especially public Wi-Fi.
You mean like those free Wi-Fi hotspots at coffee shops and airports?
Exactly. Those can be risky. Hackers can easily set up fake hotspots to steal your information, so if you're using public Wi-Fi, avoid doing anything sensitive like online banking or accessing personal accounts.
Good point. It's probably not worth the risk for a free latte and some internet surfing.
And consider using a VPN when you're on public Wi-Fi.
A VPN? What's that?
It stands for Virtual Private Network, and it creates a secure, encrypted connection between your device and the internet. This makes it much harder for hackers to intercept your data, even on public Wi-Fi.
Okay, so stay informed, update my devices, be picky about my Wi-Fi, and consider using a VPN.
Got it.
Any other 5G security tips?
Those are some great starting points. And remember, security is an ongoing process. As 5G technology continues to evolve, so will the threats and the solutions. Stay vigilant and adaptable.
It sounds like 5G security isn't a set it and forget it kind of thing. We need to stay informed and proactive.
Exactly. But don't let the challenges overshadow the incredible potential of 5G. It's a truly transformative technology that's going to revolutionize the way we live, work, and connect with the world.
Yeah, I'm still excited about the possibilities, even with the risks. It's
Yeah.
like anything else, right? We need to be aware of the potential downsides, but also embrace the opportunities.
Well said. By understanding the vulnerabilities and taking proactive steps to mitigate them, we can enjoy the benefits of 5G without compromising our safety and privacy.
So to recap, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive into 5G security. We've learned about the potential vulnerabilities, how they can impact our lives, and most importantly, what we can do to protect ourselves.
We've explored everything from man-in-the-middle attacks to the risks of public Wi-Fi and the importance of keeping our devices updated.
And we've emphasized that security is a shared responsibility. It's up to network providers, governments, and individuals to work together to create a secure and trustworthy 5G ecosystem.
We've also highlighted that awareness is key. The more we understand about the potential risks, the better equipped we are to make informed decisions about our digital safety.
Exactly. Knowledge is power. And by empowering ourselves with information, we can navigate the 5G world with confidence.
Well said. So as we wrap up our deep dive into 5G security, I'd like to leave you with this thought. As we become increasingly reliant on this technology, it's crucial to remember that our digital safety and privacy are in our hands. Let's embrace the power of 5G while remaining vigilant and proactive in protecting ourselves.
So it's a great takeaway. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into 5G security. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and stay safe out there.